What's up, guys? I am going to be doing one of the best maintenance things you could do, one of the best performance mods for cheap. I'm going to be changing out my spark plugs today. Now, I've had this bike for about 3 years now, maybe 4. I'm thinking closer to 4 years now. And it has about 14,000 miles on it, most of them my own, and I know I haven't done a spark plug change, so I think it's about time. I'm planning a pretty big trip in about a month, so I'm trying to do an oil change, trying to do a spark plug change, getting a new tire on the rear because we need it pretty drastically. I still have a little bit of tread, but it's definitely getting to be about time to change it out. So we're going to be doing that pretty soon as well. But for today, we're going to be doing the spark plugs. Okay, so to change out your spark plugs, you're going to need first an ice cold Coors Banquet. No other beer will suffice. Second, you're going to need some spark plugs and a gap tool. Usually for the 1200 Evo, you're going to want to have the gap between 0.038 and 0.043. Now it's on there. These should be gapped from factory just fine, but we always want to make sure so you can get the best performance out of your engine. Okay, second, you're going to need a 5/8 inch deep socket. Probably going to need a ratchet as well. And third, you're going to need a torque wrench. You want to make sure you get the proper torque specs when you're putting these on there. You don't want to, over tighten it. You don't want to ruin your threads, because I swear to God, you will have a bad day. You will have a bad day if you strip these guys out. Beyond that, you don't really need too much else, and we will get started. All right, so to properly check the gap on these guys, first you want to open up your spark plug box and carefully remove your spark plug. For this guy, like I said, we're going to try to get it around 0.40 to kind of split the difference. You want to go on the smaller side. You do not want to scratch off the lining, so be very, very careful. So yeah, it's already way, way too tight. That is not good. We are looking at roughly about 0.30. I don't know if you could see that. That's why you always check before you put them in, because your performance is riding on that. Hell, even having any spark at all is riding on that gap. Now for our next one, we do the same thing. And go smaller, and we run it. Same thing goes for this one, 0.30. So we're gonna have to properly make this gap a little bit better. We have to bend it out. Now after gapping these properly, they are now sitting perfectly at 0.40. You want to make sure that you do that every time. Okay, now that we have our perfectly gapped spark plugs, our next step is going to be removing the boots from the spark plugs. Pretty easy to pop off. You just got to pull with a little bit of force. Don't want to pull it with too much force though, because you don't want to have to replace these cables. They're not too expensive, but if you could save money, I would say do it. Now we have both of our spark plug boots taken off. We can just get our 5/8 inch socket on a ratchet. Make sure that you're on the lefty-loosey setting. And now we are going to remove the spark plug. That wasn't in there with too much force at all. I don't think it was properly torqued down to spec. But Under torqued, over torqued, both are bad. You want to have it perfectly to spec. You don't want to be blowing a spark plug out because then you're replacing threads regardless. We've got our spark plug. And this one looks pretty damn healthy. It's not overly black. It's not brown. It looks pretty well used, but it looks good. Same thing on this side. It's extremely loose. It's a good thing we're replacing them today because we wouldn't have known that they're extremely loose unless we were just, randomly testing them. But I'm finding a little bit of trouble unscrewing this, so I don't know if the threads are okay or not. Seems a little bit lopsided as it's coming out, but it should be okay because now it's coming free just fine. Same thing goes for this one. It looks pretty good. It doesn't actually look like it's running rich or anything. I think we're good to put the new ones in. All right, your next step is going to be screwing in the new spark plugs finger tight with just your hands. For all you people who don't know what finger tight means, finger tight. So rear cylinder done. Now we got our front cylinder. Going very nice and easy at the beginning. You don't want to over thread it or cross thread it. All right, now that they're finger tight, you want to get your torque wrench. First, you want to set it to 11. It's 11. There's 11. Then you want to bring it up to about 15 to 18. We'll do about right there. That should be about 18 foot-pounds. Right there. Just to make sure, 18 foot-pounds. Is 18 again. Perfect. These should be torqued directly to spec. Now all you got to do is just put your boots back on. And just like that, you have just changed your spark plugs. Now here comes the fun part, seeing if what we did actually worked. It should have, but always gives us a turn at turning on the bike. Open the garage so we don't get carbon monoxide poisoning. And we have had a success. Thank you for watching today's video. It's a little bit different from my normal content, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like, subscribe, hit the bell notification for whenever I record and post a new video. and keep an eye out for my next trip. It's going to be a big one, and I hope you guys enjoy it because I have been working on it for a long time. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.